Hey guys, welcome back to Spy Plays. Today we're going to be going over a league that I ran with Gruul Initiative. It was a really fun league, got a lot of good games in. This is one of my favorite archetypes. I really enjoyed Initiative. I used to play mono white a lot, and I think with Gruul you get to do the turn one initiative just as much, which is fun. Once upon a times are really good for this deck, keeping it consistent and getting you that fast initiative. I like this build over mono red right now. It's pretty good into mono red. It's got Ming Simbu. I don't know. This has always been a pretty fun build of initiative. There's also Boros. I don't really see that one as much anymore. Not sure exactly why, but I know that one gets hit a little bit more by Vexing Bauble since it relies on Lotus Petals. I think this build could use Vexing Bauble. Kind of go around and tweak it, but got basically just 8 initiative, Minx and Boo, so you round out with the 10 4-mana outlets. You got the Fury Broadside combo. Fable keeps this deck together. And then Maguses are pretty good right now. I think mono red might be a little bit better because it's running 4 Blood Moon main right now, and the meta seems kind of weak to it. This deck is pretty good into mono red, so I don't know. This is kind of a sleeper pick that you can pull out, and I think it's pretty fun to play. Sideboard, you got Graveyard Hate. Macabres are the best right now for that. Extra Blood Moons for those matchups. Rebs for Frog, or just counter spells. Trinisphere for more combo heavy matchups, and then Force of Vigor just to get rid of any painters, artifacts, stuff like that. Yeah, it was a pretty fun league, and I'll go over some recordings with that. Let me know how you guys like this format, and we're testing it out, but we're going to do a little quicker video today with just going over the games and just plays I made. But anyways, if you like the video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and comment if you want to see a certain deck. Just let me know, but just kind of playing whatever right now, and just having a good time. Alright, see you guys in the video. This is game 1. Got a pretty good start here. Mole. This is a broadside into whatever we can find. Found the Ancient Tomb off the Once Upon a Time, and that's why it's so good in this deck. Now we got a turn 1 broadside. I had a feeling they had days, so I played the broadside out first instead of the Undercity, or the Undermountain Adventure into the Undercity. So now if we draw a green source, we can just play this guy. But I think we just play a broadside here. Oh, Magus, that's right. Yeah. Stack's very weak to Magus sometimes. So. They Entomb. Looks like they're looking for Reanimate, so we gotta be mindful of that. They did not get their Reanimate, which kind of makes sense. They had Daze Force, Entomb, Fatal Push, so not likely they're gonna have a Reanimate. Then they have 2 cards in hand. I will check for the days in this situation all day. The game is not totally locked up, but I think next turn, once we get a hit in, we'll definitely lock the game up. Yeah, this is Reanimator. Oh, they got the Atraxa. Ooh. It's pretty bad for us here once I get the Atraxa, taking us off the Ancient Tomb, but I can still tap this for mana, so that's fine. It's the one thing I do like about this one. If you get this down, your mana usually perfect. I think we forge here looking for an answer to Atraxa, and then we concede to Atraxa. So yeah, they had a pretty good hand here to beat us. They had Force, Daze, Entomb, Animate Dead, so or and a Fatal Push too. So not too mad about losing that one. This is game 2. Go in, obviously sideboard the Macabres. Keep the Maguses. I think we trimmed on some initiative. Got a turn 1 Magus, which people say, oh, they have basics, Swamp and Island, but it really cuts them on the mana. So I think turn 1 Magus is always very good, even against these decks. They're only on 2 basics. It's not like they're playing a ton. Here we can play a Fable, or we can save the Spirit Guide, but Fable's almost always the correct play in this deck. I play a lot of Painter, and yeah, turn 1 Fable is also just, it's just so good. It's almost, it's probably the best thing Stompy decks have gotten in a while. And now we're just kind of running them over because turn 1 Magus just wins the game. I honestly maybe want to board in Bloodman in this matchup, but I do like having the threats that attack. Take the initiative. This game is pretty much locked up unless they can find... I actually don't know what they could find. Yeah, they just scooped up here, and then we go into game 3. Game 3 looks like we got a hand of Fairy Macabre, so beats the early Reanimate, and a turn 2 Fable. So a little bit of a slower hand, but it's got some hate, and it's a steady hand. Can't get Wasteland, so I think it was a pretty solid keep here. Go ahead and just play the Foothills out. Having the fetch is actually nice to play around the Wasteland. We can get Taiga next turn. So they thought C is a fairy, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. We can deploy the Fable next turn. We immediately draw another fairy, which is hilarious, but we do have 4, so it's not super unlikely. It's the benefit of having 4 fairies. You can run Leyline or fairy. I prefer fairy. Leyline can get bounced. So here they just go Entomb, Reanimate. I hit him with the fairy, the Thought Seize bug. And they ponder, and I guess they didn't like what they saw, so they concede. Game number 2, we maul hand away, and it looks like we have a Magus turn 1, and they're playing Eldrazi. So pretty much just win the game off of this Magus. We imprint the Winston and get that turn 1 Magus. Uncountable, which doesn't matter against Eldrazi, but now they can't really cast anything in their deck unless they draw a basic waste. So we just kind of sit around staring at each other. Could have been swinging at me, honestly. I wouldn't have blocked, but they're at 18, so they would lose the race. So I think that's why they didn't swing. And then we're about to drop a Fury, which will just sweep up this game. Yeah, Magus is very good against Eldrazi, which is why Mono Red is on the rise. Yeah, it's very good against combo, very good against Eldrazi. This deck is less good against combo, but better at just deploying threats and pretty good into Mono Red. So that was game 1. I'm getting to game number 2. So on the draw here, kind of mulling till I see something playable. Had to get rid of a lot of stuff. Double Fury is pretty good. But this is a rough mull to 4, which happens sometimes. Draw it once upon a time, which is awesome. And we have the Broadside. And next turn we can go Broadside, Fury, pitch, kill their board, and then fling Fury at them. Got the Flesh Raker, definitely need to get rid of that. Go ahead and try to cast Once Upon a Time, realize I already just casted one. Go to combat, they don't have removal, which is great. Pitch a Fury, kill their dude, and then fling Fury at the Flesh Raker, so just sweep up the board, hope they can't rebuild. Looks like they have a Null Drifter to rebuild, so that was pretty rough. Hard cast Null Drifter as well. It's going to annihilate my board. Don't have too much, just try to look for something. Get a Magus, but it's looking a little too late for that one. They also have a Mox Diamond, which will get around the Magus. And I think they drop another Myco Spawn to take me off mana. And Wasteland. So yeah, they Wasteland this, go to combat. I have to sacrifice Broadside, so they just clear my board. Pretty good hand from them, and pretty bad hand on my end. So just lost that game, which is fine. We'll go into game number 3. All right, the all-important game number 3. We're on the play, which is great. Keep this because we have a turn 1 Fable. We're able to find the city off the Once Upon a Time. You'll see that's a reoccurring theme in this league. Please don't counter my Once Upon a Times if I play against you. But no, they generally find the pieces we need. Turn 1 Fables, almost always a play if you can do it. Here, I get rid of a Spirit Guide because I feel like we can just draw more gas, and we're going to get the treasure off this guy. So get the treasure, play the Undermountain Adventure, grab just an island, or not an island, forest. It looks like they kept a hand that would deal with Magus, so they probably have a Dismember in hand, and didn't expect me just to curve out super well, and then I drop a Blood Moon, they just concede. So yeah, as you can see, this deck has a very, very strong matchup against Eldrazi, which is a plus right now. All right, going into match number 3, we have a turn 1 Magus. First, we're going to see what we're playing against. Looks like it is some Green Sun Zenith pile. Oh, it's not. It's the Nadu deck. So this deck is generally pretty good against Nadu. Their deck is sometimes weak to Blood Moon. They have starts like this. Obviously, Blood Moon's not very good, so I just get rid of the Magus. Broadside is very good at cleaning up their board, so kill their Encore, but they redirect it, which is fine. Gotta force them to do this. This thing is very hard to get rid of. They don't have the Nadu, but they do. I think this is Nadu Elves. They do have the Allosaurus Shepherd. We don't counter things, we just destroy them, so we don't care. Now we're going to go face here and try to get rid of this Nomad's Encore again, I believe. And find another broadside and deploy our Undermountain. I always call it Undercity Adventure. Why is it not called Undercity Adventure? You literally go into the Undercity. Anyways. Yeah, this game, they don't really have any outlet, and we have a ton of power on board. I didn't really care for them to tap that. I actually wanted them to tap out. So I can just forge onto here and then play another broadside and just kill them. I think I forged. They see that I have lethal. If I copy this broadside, but then I could play another one, and then yeah, I don't want to do the math, but probably around 20 damage this turn, which is pretty crazy. This deck can definitely do a lot of damage in one turn if you have the broadsides. But yeah, we go into game number 2. All right, game number 2 on the play. We have a Fury and a Fable, which is great against these creature decks. They have the same start. A little bit scared of a Nadu. I think here I still just go ahead and get a Fable down pretty quickly. Again, once upon a time, finding that Ancient Tomb is very important. We have another Hierarch. Play at the Cradle. This is just screaming to get Furied, so here I play a Shaman. They play an Endurance. That's totally fine. And then they block, which is perfect for the Fury I was going to cast. I don't think they realized that I was going to do that. Because I only showed that I had 3 or 4 mana. And then I just exile Spirit Guide. Wipe their board. With their Cradle in play, they have no mana. This land basically taps for nothing. And then once I have Reflection and Fury out, I don't think this deck can win. So get the Undermountain Adventure. I'm gonna call that Undercity Adventure. That is a new name for that on the channel. And yeah, they just have another birds, and they see the writing on the wall. Yeah, and that now we are 3-0 going into match number 4. Here we lost a die roll. I don't think we've won the die roll very much this league, which is pretty funny. Get a Cavern out just in case we can get something down uncounterably, like our caves. They just land past, so I'm thinking there's some type of control pile. And want to get a caves down uncounterably. Can get punished by some type of flash creature, but I think going caves and then, playing another caves is perfectly fine, even if we lose this. But yeah, they get the Dryad Arbor. Oh, that was a cool little play. Get the Dryad Arbor, hit me, take the initiative. I thought that was pretty cute. So they are some type of stage deck. So I decide here to deploy a Magus. They float the swords, kill it. So it's kind of rough. Now they get the Undercity. They decide to scry, which is fine. I think next turn we're going to deploy a Minx and Boo and have the Fury. This deck is surprisingly good at coming back from, you know, losing initiative or... Oh, we decided to play out Caves. Okay. We're looking for definitely the broadside. Then we're able to Fury stuff down and then kill this, even if they try to make a token. They could play a creature and kill my Caves, but that doesn't really get them anywhere. Plague Engineer is pretty funny. Yeah, that's what they end up doing. Now they're just really far behind with me having the initiative. I deploy Minx and Boo. I think they... No, they don't scoop after that. Okay. They get the Dark Depths, that's right. So now they have combo on board. A little scary, but I think I am fine here because they're at 14. I can play broadside, fling the Boo, draw a bunch of cards, deploy another initiative guy here. Hopefully hit another, yeah, another, or Magus. Oh, that's what that was. So, so I had 2 outs there, I believe. Wait, so if I sack this, is... Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. That was actually my only out. They just didn't realize it. I thought I could grab an initiative guy and fling it at them, and that would do the damage, but they would live with 2. My actual only out there was to hit Magus off the Undercity and have them not respond. So I hit the Undercity, they didn't respond, and then Magus comes immediately into play and just locks out all their lands. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, we got that one because our opponent didn't, you know, realize the interaction. But yeah, we'll go on to game number 2. All right, game number 2 here. We know we're playing against some land strategy. I don't know exactly what they're playing. It just looks like Abzan Depths. We decided to go name human here and pass. Why did I think I kept this hand on accident because I thought that one of my spells was a spirit guide or something, or I think I accidentally clicked. So yeah, both of us losing to misclicks, game 1 and then game 2. So yeah, MTGO problems, but it's okay. We'll go into game number 3. All right, game number 3 after that quick one. Turn 1 Fable, always what you want to do. Looking for another permanent mana source, but we just, you know, we can just get down Fable and keep a Fury. They wasteland us. If you wasteland a Fable player, it's... Unless you're getting rid of the Fable too, it just puts you so far behind. It's like wastelanding someone when they have a mana dork out. It's just not very good. So here, just deploy another Fable. So that wasteland just did absolutely nothing. That wasteland basically time walked them. Yeah, they probably should have done that turn 1 instead. And here, you know, I got 2 Fables. I can discard some stuff for more gas. Get down the broadside. I'm able to shoot their Dryad Arbor. Now that's, yeah, they're just so far behind. I've just completely built up my board off of Fables. And yeah, so if someone gets a turn 1 Fable down, I would not wasteland them if that's the only play you can make. Maybe wasteland Force of Vigor, but even then, you kind of need to get rid of their mana dork somehow. Anyways, on to game number 4. This was actually a pretty fun game. I've never played against Nguyen, but he actually goes, or used to go to my LGS, and or I think he still goes there technically. He just hasn't been there in a while. But I messaged him in the chat. Yeah, this was a fun game. He's playing Elves. Cradle Control. He's, I believe, the person that you know, pioneered the list. I like to hold my Once Upon a Times as much as possible, so Here I fetch to thin the deck a little bit, and then cast it once upon a time so I can get something. Then I drop a Mixaboo, which, yeah, a lot of these creature decks have a hard time dealing with very fast threat. I could have killed the Dried Arbor now that I'm thinking about it, which might have been the better play. I just always put counters on this, but I think that might have been the better play. Yeah, they're trying to build up their board so they can, you know, get a Crater Hoof. I think, yeah, here. Obviously, don't make another one because you have one. Get the broadside, pump them up, swing. Go to 8, and then I play a Magus, hopefully trying to lock them out of Cradle. But it looks like they have 4 mana, and I get Crater Hoofs, so yeah, actually that's funny. I just realized I lost because it's nice reviewing games instead of just playing it while you're there. I actually should have played Minx and Boo minus on the Boo for 1, draw a card, kill the Dried Arbor, and then just deployed all my threats after. I just did not see that line, but this is why we go over and review. Very cool deck. Once this deck gets to 4 mana, it's very scary. They can have, you know, a Crater Hoof and a Traxa, so just got to be mindful of getting comboed out there. But yeah, anyways, on to game number 2. So now I am on the play. And we keep a Fury hand, which is very good against these Elves decks. This is kind of a slower hand. Yeah, we're just in the chat. He's very nice in the chat. I'll have to say hi to if I see him. I haven't gone to Spellhold in a while, but yeah, if I see him there, I'll go ahead and say hi. But Broadside's super good against this deck, so is Fury. But I want to get down my Magus, I believe, here. Or I'm thinking about it. I think about it and then realize that Broadside is actually just better here. Go ahead and swing. Sniff out that. I go ahead and Fury. So I don't want to get comboed out like I did last time. I could have played Magus, which would have actually negated the snuff out. Yeah, there's the Cradle. So, even though it was just 1 creature, this deck goes from 1 mana to 4 mana very quickly. You have to watch out. We're both top decking. I think my deck has a little bit more threats and bombs that I can play. They get the Ignoble, which is good, but I have this Fury that I'm just kind of holding on to. Here I have a decision to play out Magus, which I do, or, you know, pitch cast Fury, but I think playing out Magus is good. I tapped this for Goblin on accident. I very much dislike Mono at times, but it's one of the only programs you can play Legacy online, so yeah, gotta respect it for that. I thought I could cast Fury. Obviously, Ancient Tomb is a mountain. Magus of the Moon is symmetrical, so I decided to swing. They have no beneficial blocks, so they just take the damage. And now if I draw a red source, if I draw a land, they are just out of the game. Fury just completely wipes them. They do have double green, so I do need to draw that. Yeah, I draw another Fury, which is perfect. I'll just pitch cast that. Now they're locked under Moon. And I think I just go ahead and win. I think they planned it out. I don't have much of a clock, so you should always play out, you know, your games when you're playing against Prison. You might just draw your one of. Let me go ahead and pass. But yeah, no, this is fun. This deck's awesome. I think this deck's very good right now. Spirit Guides, notably, you can cast them, so don't forget that. They're actually I win with Spirit Guides way more often than you would think. I just doubled my clock. not just for mana. Mostly just for mana, but yeah. Yeah, this Cradle Control deck is a deck that I have thought about building. I have a friend that has it, so maybe I'll play test and stuff. I don't know what I'm thinking of going to Eternal Weekend. I don't know what I'm playing. If I go, Usually play Painter, but I don't know. Painter seems in a pretty good spot right now, but I played in a really hostile meta for it recently, and it felt very bad. But I think that was just the meta there. But anyways, close out the game after Double Fury Magus, which I'd say Double Fury usually beats these creature decks. So yeah, get into game number 3 for the trophy. All right, this is for all the marbles. Let's see. They start off on a hierarch. I have Broadside and Fury. I believe here I played a little bit slower. Go ahead and pass the turn. Yeah, put Goblin on this because I can't play Force and cast Broadside. Thankfully, they do not have a way to what is it? Greensun Zenith on me for Atraxa. But they do put a white into play, which does put a pretty scary threat. It's white's one of the main reasons to play this deck, but I'm able to shoot their stuff and then sack the Fury to shoot them. Slight error, and it's mainly just for Moto. If you do it in paper, evoke and then with the let the 4 damage go through so it dies and then sack it, versus sacking it first after it's gone down. Noon could have had Invigorate or something weird. Just keep that in mind when you're playing the deck. Yeah, double broadside or triple broadside boundaries is going to be closing up the game. I'm focused on just keeping those creatures down, keeping them off of 4 mana is my main concern. They kept a pretty resilient hand, which is good. Almost came back through a Fury. They really just needed to top deck some type of bomb, but I just have too many threats on board. I kept a pretty slow but reactive hand. Yeah, they Talon Gates my Broadside, which is okay. I don't know why it was going back and forth. But yeah, get them to 3. They have 1 chance to basically just draw not Green Sun, Natural Order to kill me. Looks like they were setting up for a Crater Hoof. And the Fury, as it did in the other games, just closing up the game. Didn't need it, but definitely close it up. Yeah, they put a GG in the chat. But yeah, that was the whole league. Very fun league. Played against some cool people. Really like the deck. Really like Stompy. I don't know why when I play Moto. I know why. I'm really bad at Moto. I click through things. I don't know. I don't know why. When I play online, that's probably why I play in paper most of the time. But when I play online, I have very little patience, and so I'll click through things or just always tap my mana wrong. I think I just don't play Moto as much as the Moto grinder, so it seems like I'm not playing as well, but it's still a great program to test and do things. Yeah, I do really well with Stompy. That was what I was gonna say. Stompy's for some reason my most winning, I guess, archetype. It's very good online too. I enjoy playing it online. I have, I think, 2 trophies with mono red, and then I have 1 with this initiative, and I have 2 or 3 with Storm. I haven't played I think I played 1 Painter League, and like 4-1. But yeah, when I play other stuff for some reason, I don't know why, I just cannot. I'll go like 2-3, sometimes 1-4. Just played 1-4 I think the Epic Storm, but yeah, Stompy's just been super, super good for me. So I guess if you're new and getting into Moto, I don't know, I recommend Stompy. It's pretty easy, hard to misclick, although I have managed to do it, but it's a lot harder too. There's not as many things you have to worry about. You can usually like F6 through your opponent's turn. And if you're good at sequencing with stacks pieces, it's pretty good. Blood Moon is also my favorite card, so maybe that's why. I'm just having the good luck with Blood Moon. But anyways, that was the Trophy League for Gruul Initiative. I think this deck is definitely a deck to be respected. It's very good actually. I don't know if mono red is better with rings. I have not tried that. I personally like Initiative. I feel like this goes over the top. I played a league with this before, and I was able to 4-1, and I played mono red twice, and I beat them twice. I think a 2-0 and a 3-1. Or not 3-1, sorry. And a 3-2. Wait, 2-1, not 3-2. 2-1 and then a 2-0 against mono red. So, yeah. Try it out. This is a pretty fun list if you don't want to buy rings. I think this is a pretty budget list. I'm not 100. I know it has 4 City of Traders, but in terms of Stompy builds, it's the rest of the cards are pretty cheap. Fury is very cheap now. Minx and Boo's pretty cheap. Trinispheres are expensive. Those are on the side. I kind of want to test this maybe with some baubles or something. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and catch you guys in the next video.